After the age of 50, your body handles blood sugar very differently than it did before. Glucose still enters your bloodstream the same way, but your cells respond more slowly. As we age, muscle mass naturally declines, reducing one of the body's biggest glucose storage systems. The pancreas can still release insulin, but the timing and strength of that response often weaken. Hormonal shifts after 50 quietly interfere with blood sugar balance in ways most people never notice. Insulin receptors become less sensitive, meaning the same insulin does less work than before. More glucose gets diverted into fat tissue instead of muscle, raising long-term blood sugar levels. Metabolic efficiency drops noticeably after 50, even if your habits stay the same. After meals, blood sugar rises higher and stays elevated longer than it used to. At the cellular level, energy production slows, reducing how efficiently glucose is used. The same meal that was manageable at 40 can overwhelm glucose control at 55. Abdominal fat becomes more active and disruptive to insulin signaling with age. Low-grade inflammation increases silently, worsening insulin resistance over time. The endocrine system becomes less synchronized, affecting glucose regulation throughout the day. This is why traditional diabetes advice often stops working after 50. Your metabolism is not broken. It is simply operating under new biological rules. Muscle loss reduces your body's ability to safely store excess glucose. Digestion and absorption patterns change, causing faster glucose surges. Stress hormones play a larger role in blood sugar instability as we age. Together, these changes explain why diabetes after 50 requires a different approach. Many guidelines were designed for younger metabolisms, not aging biology. Carbohydrate-heavy meals now push glucose higher than your body can quickly manage. With less muscle available, excess glucose has fewer safe places to go. Eating less does not always improve control because aging metabolism adapts by slowing further. Fat tissue becomes more resistant to insulin and more disruptive to glucose balance. Light activity alone often fails to lower blood sugar the way it once did. Medications may still help, but their effectiveness can gradually decline without lifestyle changes. This is why blood sugar improvements often plateau despite strong effort. Inside the cell, insulin signals weaken rather than disappear completely. Nighttime glucose control becomes less predictable with age. Oxidative stress quietly damages insulin pathways over time. Aging metabolism responds slower to food, movement, and recovery. The liver releases more glucose than needed, even when blood sugar is already high. Fasting glucose rises because overnight regulation becomes less efficient. Reduced protein synthesis limits muscle repair and glucose storage. Chronic stress magnifies insulin resistance after 50. Simply eating less can worsen hormonal imbalance instead of fixing blood sugar. Gut efficiency changes, affecting how nutrients impact glucose levels. Outdated advice fades because it no longer matches biological reality. Understanding this mismatch is the first step toward better control. After 50, when you eat matters almost as much as what you eat. Higher protein intake helps preserve muscle and improves glucose control. Resistance training reactivates muscle cells to absorb glucose more effectively. Reducing carbohydrate load lowers both the height and duration of glucose spikes. Better lifestyle alignment restores insulin signaling step by step. Short walks after meals can dramatically flatten blood sugar curves. As fat tissue shrinks, inflammatory interference with insulin decreases. Healthier mitochondria allow muscles to use glucose more efficiently. Stable morning glucose reflects improved overnight regulation. Lower stress reduces cortisol, which directly improves insulin sensitivity. The liver begins responding appropriately, releasing less unnecessary glucose. Quality sleep strengthens hormonal control of blood sugar. Dietary fiber slows glucose absorption and prevents sharp spikes. Proper hydration improves circulation and insulin delivery. Consistent daily routines help the metabolism regain rhythm. As control improves, the body requires less insulin support. Long-term glucose markers begin trending downward steadily. Aging metabolism can adapt when supported correctly. When organs work together, glucose control becomes sustainable. These adjustments form the new rules for diabetes after 50. Stable blood sugar protects the delicate lining of your blood vessels. When glucose stays controlled, it no longer sticks to vessel walls. Nerves remain healthy when they are not exposed to chronic high glucose. The kidneys filter efficiently when blood sugar stays within range. Healthy glucose levels protect the tiny vessels in the eyes. The heart functions best when its energy supply remains steady. Lower inflammation reduces long-term damage throughout the body. Balanced glucose supports a stronger and more stable immune system. Reduced inflammation helps preserve joint comfort and mobility. The brain depends on stable glucose for clear and consistent function. Lower oxidative stress protects cells from premature aging. Consistent control matters more than perfect numbers on any single day. Healthier fat distribution lowers metabolic risk over time. Balanced hormones stabilize blood sugar across the entire day. Flexible arteries reduce cardiovascular risk as you age. Metabolic resilience allows quick recovery from occasional setbacks. Stable energy replaces the highs and crashes of poor glucose control. Keeping markers in range dramatically lowers complication risk. When systems work together, long-term health becomes predictable. Protecting your future starts with controlling blood sugar today. Daily structure gives your metabolism the predictability it needs to stay stable. Tracking patterns over time reveals far more than isolated glucose readings. Balanced portions prevent overload while still supplying essential nutrients. Slower digestion means smoother glucose entry into the bloodstream. Hydration supports efficient circulation and nutrient delivery. Lighter evening meals reduce nighttime glucose disruption. Consistent sleep strengthens hormonal control of blood sugar. When nights are stable, mornings become easier to manage. Small movement breaks keep glucose from building up during the day. A flexible metabolism maintains control even when routines change. Lifestyle improvements allow medications to work more effectively. Fiber supports gut health, which directly influences glucose response. Over time, the body needs less insulin to achieve the same control. Stacking small habits creates powerful long-term results. Managing stress prevents unnecessary blood sugar spikes. Planning meals reduces decision fatigue and metabolic stress. Occasional treats become manageable when the system is strong. Confidence grows as glucose responses become predictable. Day-to-day stability signals true metabolic improvement. Daily habits are the foundation of lasting diabetes control after 50. Long-term tracking reveals progress that daily numbers can hide. Weekly patterns show whether your strategy is truly working. Regular check-ins allow small adjustments before problems grow. Goals must evolve with age to remain effective and realistic. Early signals give you time to respond before control is lost. Insulin sensitivity can improve gradually when habits are consistent. Reduced variability is a stronger sign of success than perfection. Confidence replaces anxiety as control becomes predictable. Informed choices align your actions with your biology. Stable lab markers confirm that your approach is working. Aging does not require metabolic decline when managed correctly. Natural regulation reduces dependence on aggressive treatments. Healthy habits become automatic with time and repetition. Long-term protection comes from steady, sustainable control. When systems stay balanced, aging becomes smoother and safer. Clear thinking improves when glucose levels remain stable. Consistent control supports independence and quality of life. Resilience allows stability even during unexpected changes. Whole body balance reflects true metabolic health. Sustainability, not extremes, is the key to lifelong control. Healthy aging means preserving insulin response, not chasing perfection. True control remains stable across months, seasons, and years. With the right support, the pancreas continues working efficiently. Maintaining muscle protects glucose control well beyond 50. Flexible arteries reduce the combined risk of diabetes and heart disease. Preventing nerve damage begins with consistent glucose management. Kidney health depends on avoiding repeated glucose overload. Protecting vision starts with protecting blood sugar levels. A steady heart rhythm reflects stable metabolic energy. The brain performs best when glucose supply is reliable. Effective control often prevents the need for stronger medications. Low inflammation supports long-term metabolic balance. Daily life becomes smoother when biology is no longer under stress. Flat risk curves mean complications are being successfully avoided. Adaptability allows the body to handle aging without loss of control. Efficient nutrient use keeps energy systems balanced. Confidence grows when outcomes become predictable. Managing diabetes well removes fear from the aging process. Optimal ranges across systems signal lasting health. Control after 50 is about stability, not restriction. Long-term stability is the true goal of diabetes management after 50. When control is consistent, progress holds year after year. Preserved insulin sensitivity allows the body to function efficiently with age. Active muscles remain a powerful tool for glucose balance. Healthy fat tissue supports, rather than disrupts, metabolic control. A responsive liver prevents unnecessary glucose release. Stable blood sugar protects the cardiovascular system over decades. Reliable brain energy supports focus, memory, and clarity. Healthy kidneys depend on avoiding repeated glucose stress. Keeping risk low today prevents complications tomorrow. Balanced glucose strengthens the immune system's resilience. Predictable responses replace uncertainty and frustration. Quality of life improves when blood sugar is no longer a daily battle. Independence is preserved through consistent metabolic control. Whole body harmony reflects successful long-term management. Informed decisions empower lasting health after 50. Confidence grows when biology and behavior work together. A stable future is built through small, consistent choices. Understanding leads to action, and action leads to control. With the right approach, diabetes after 50 becomes manageable, predictable, and stable.